are you guys doing today? My name is Anima, and today we have a post-commentated Pokemon X and Wi-Fi battle, this time against Bayonetta, otherwise known as Jodyamb, or the Florida Feraligators on Twitter. Now, this is for the Litheo League. This is my second gym battle, and this is the all-psychic gym leader. Now, I didn't have as much preparation for this game because I hadn't seen anything psychic-y at all. And I mean, the advantage to kind of like not doing everything straight away is that you kind of get to see what other people have experienced and kind of plan accordingly. But this one was essentially blind, so this is just purely reflective of psychic type gym. Okay, need to do something. And so this is a modified version of what I had prepared for the ghost type gym leader, but it's not exactly right, and I'll tweak everything a bit better, so it'll be more exact. But here we have like a mixed defenses Arcanine with the Intimidate. We have specially defensive Gastrodon. We've got like a lead Aerodactyl. I don't have Focus Sash because I saved that for my Weavile. The lead Aerodactyl is Crunch, Stealth Rock, Stone Edge, and Taunt, just in case something wants to be a cheeky git and set up on me. That's not going to happen, ladies and gentlemen. We've got the Mega Manectric, but I didn't have like Flamethrower or anything like that. I replaced Flamethrower for T-Wave, just in case there was a Scarfed something or evil, or I could catch something on the switch. I was hoping to maybe catch something important, I don't know, but either way I saw T-Wave being more useful than Flamethrower potentially, because I thought, oh, it's a Psychic Wall, hey, it's the slows are the Psychic Walls of the, of this kind of thingy, and yeah, they're water type, so Flamethrower just wasn't useful at all. We've got Weavile, who's Focus Sash, Swords Dance, with no Fake Out, just Ice Shard, Ice Punch, and Knock Off. This was my intended sweeper, but look at that Medicham, I ask you, look at that Medicham, look at it right there, feel it, embrace it, be afraid of it, as I was, because I truly was. And I have a Choice Banded Caesar, which I actually put in last minute. I did kind of have a specially defensive Caesar, but if I'd had a specially defensive Caesar, I would have lost. And I'm going to tell you that right now. But that's a nice, it's got U-turn, Knock Off, Pursuit, and Bullet Punch. Wow, how could I forget? And it was very good. It's like a max HP Adamant, so on and so forth, just a kind of standard Choice Banded Caesar. But it was very good. It was very good indeed. I'm going to hit play, and you're gonna see what I saw. Na 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 na. Suddenly I see. So Bayonetta is issuing a challenge. Leads with the Medicham, which I predicted, so I decided to lead off with my Arcanine, who has the Intimidate. So out comes Matilda. Trying to make some Pokemon sounds. Don't worry, Quick-Tune will come up soon, I'm sure. So we do get that Intimidate off, and I just kind of clicked whatever the hell, because I knew it was going to go for Fake Out. Let's be real, I was like Will-O-Wisp, 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 but it wasn't going to happen. So he does go straight for the Fake Out as expected, and he's going to take some damage by the Rocky Helmet, which is extremely nice. Again, the item clause is in place, so you cannot have lefties all over the place, which is pretty nice actually. So I did predict the out switch. He is going to go into the Slowking as I go into my Manectric. Now this Slowking, I was like, yeah, this is a great matchup. This is completely and utterly favourable. Well, you are going to see, my dear friends, the sheer bulk of this evil, evil creature. So I go out into Pulse, who is just so beautiful. I love Manectric. The first shiny I ever really encountered was a shiny Manectric. I think it is just meant to be. So I hit that Mega Evolution and go for the T-Bolt, and you're going to see what an utterly bollock, just one bollock this time. It's not even worth two bollocks because it's just so terrible. You're gonna see how much this T-Bolt actually does. Look at that. That is a single bollock of damage. It's so bad. But my opponent goes for the Scald, just to get some damage off, and that's a stab Scald. It doesn't do. I mean, it does more than I'm comfortable with. So I go for the Volt Switch, and want to go into my Gastrodon to get the Water Absorb and so on, or something like that. I did kind of think maybe he was gonna switch out or something like that. I don't know. I don't know what he was going to do, but he goes straight for the Grass Knot, showing an excellent prediction. 4 times effective, catches Bubbles, and we can tell from that just how well he is taking the T-Bolts, and how little damage that Grass Knot did, that I don't think that he's invested in special attack. I think he is Assault vested with special defense investment in addition, so I don't think he's purely offensive in the sense of the word. I think he's more wall orientated. So I went for the Yawn, and yeah, I thought he's probably going to switch out here because I thought he's going to be asleep, and he'd be able to get his Regenerator off. And this thing is so bulky, and you know, I thought for those reasons, I thought it'd be most advantageous to him to switch out. But he actually just stayed in completely and totally went to sleep. I guess he was just sacking this thing off. and so I lost my Gastrodon really early on, and this upset me a lot because it was my switch in for things like the Gardevoir, for just like, for the really scary special attackers on the team. And let me tell you, Psyshock is a pain in the ass, honestly. Psyshock is just fucking awful. It's just such a good wall breaking move, so we are just gonna able to take it down. And that's really nice, but like he's got a free switch in, so he does go into the Gardevoir, and he doesn't have Trace, which tells me that it is a defensive set with Synchronize, so I felt safe to go for the Volt Switch, not thinking it was going to be Scarfed or anything like that. But it does do a hefty chunk, so perhaps it's not that defensive. Maybe it's like, I don't know, some sort of mixed situation there, I'm not really completely sure. But I go into Matilda, who I know can resist this thing as best as possible out of everybody remaining, because Gastrodon is dead, get the useless Intimidate off. Just in case it wanted to go for an Outrage or something that Gardevoir would want to do. Goes to the Psyshock, and it does too fucking much damage. And I could have gone into my Weavile here, but I did not want to switch in Weavile onto a Fairy, so I just went into Blister as he goes for the Psyshock again, and we do resist that, so it is pretty damn nice. We are going to eat that really, really well, and he's going to withdraw the Gardevoir as I go for a U-turn predicting the switch. Not that it really mattered because what I predicted, because a choice banded U-turn from Adamant Scizor is going to fuck anything up, and it did so much damage to this Reuniclus. I was pretty surprised it didn't actually straight off take it out. But it does have lefties, as you're going to see shortly, so it could be a possibly defensive set. It could be indeed, so I'm not completely sure. I go out into Raptor because I have the Crunch, and I put Crunch in there because I'm facing a Psychic Gym, and that's, yeah, it's just all good, it's all good. I actually didn't have an item to put on Raptor, so I gave her the Metronome, just in case I'd end up sitting there and spamming Crunch and stuff. So my opponent goes into the Medicham, and I knew that a combination of Fake Out, Bullet Punch, even just a Bullet Punch straight up, I feel, would have taken me out easily, and I wanted to preserve Raptor for putting up late game rocks, so I go out into Matilda just to get the Intimidate off, which is nice and cheeky, as he goes for the Fake Out as predicted. Now I was going to take some Rocky Helmet damage, but the Fake Out, and the fact that this was not my fully defensive Arcanine because I just did not bring a strong defensive Pokemon to this game because I'm an idiot, is going to get taken out by this Drain Punch. If this was a standard defensive Arcanine, the defensive Arcanine that I usually bring, I think we could have combated with this thing a bit better and maybe got a cheeky Morning Sun off. But regardless, what's done is done. Both of my walls are dead, and I have to rely on the strength, the pure strength of my sweepers. So I go into Pulse, and thank the Lord I have Intimidate. Thank the Lord Mega Manectric's ability is Intimidate. To be fair, it does look like a goddamn rock bolt lightning thing, whatever. It looks like a lightning bolt. Yeah, I know. But I go for the T-Wave. And this really, I was kind of scared that the Gallade could be Scarfed, because that's kind of a thing that's been planted into my mind lately, so I'm a bit concerned, a bit wary of a potential Scarfer here. And a Scarfed Gallade could do a butt ton to my team because my Aerodactyl couldn't touch it, my Weavile wouldn't be able to touch it, so there was a very real fear of a potential Scarfed thing destroying me. So my opponent goes for the Moonblast, and Raptor lives this. I am really shocked at Raptor's ability to live shit, because I just associate Aerodactyl with being made of paper, but clearly it's a prehistoric fucking dinosaur and is able to live, the moon being chucked at it, whatever, that's fine. Go for the late game rocks. I actually expected to die there. I didn't bank on the Power Hacks at all. But it's unfortunate for my opponent because I am able to take out his Gardevoir, and he's going to bring in the Alakazam, and this is unfortunate for him because if he'd taken out my Aerodactyl, I wouldn't be able to get off this Crunch, wouldn't be able to pressure the Alakazam like I'm able to. But to be fair, he could have gone into the Medicham and just gone straight for the Bullet Punch, but that would yeah, that would have been really, really good for him, honestly. But then it would just been like something else would die at some point. It could have changed the fluidity of the game. So a bit of a minor misplay there, but like Jesus, we all make them. I've probably made a zillion in this match alone. So I'm gonna go into Viper and gonna go for the Ice Shot just for the kill. As I said at the beginning of this video, this is a Focus Sash SD Weavile, so absolutely bloody useless in this match. And I agonized over this decision here, this one in particular, because I thought if he has Fire Punch, I am dead. I am dead. I am dead, 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 dead. But he goes for the Fake Out, and I was thinking if I were him, I probably wouldn't go for the Fake Out, but I wasn't completely sure what he'd do. But I thought maybe he doesn't want to waste the fake out because he wants to be able to take down a focus sash variant of Weavile. And so I did make the risky play and go into Caesar. I mean, if he had Fire Punch, dead, I would have been so dead. But the Bullet Punch with the Choice Band does a crap load of damage. I didn't actually expect it to kill, but it pretty much does. And my opponent's free to go for the Drain Punch, living with just a sliver of health with Iron Fist here. And Blister takes that because Caesar is just demented. And this Shadow Sneak is going to finish Blister off, but honestly, you did so much work here, Caesar. You did so much work. Wow, honestly. I've only recently started using a Choice Banded Caesar ever in my life within the last few days. So this is really, the power is just not known to me. And after the Intimidate, there's really not anything this Gallade can do. The Shadow Sneak isn't stab, so even without the Intimidate wouldn't have done anything. And is going to lose some HP, and this T-Bolt is going to easily take it out, but he did go down kicking and went for the Shadow Sneak, so that was good. That was a really good game. Otherwise known as Jodyamb or Jodyamb. I'm sorry if I'm saying your name wrong. Otherwise known as the Florida Feraligators on Twitter. A link will be in the description down below, as well as to the Litheo region if you are interested. As you can see from these battles, these guys are they ain't no scrubs, let's put it that way. They are good trainers and they have considerate monotypes. I think it's really cool that they're actually doing a monotype, doing quite a faithful gym situation, because a lot of people wouldn't want to do that because of the disadvantage that can come with having a monotype team. I mean, sure, you can build a well-structured monotype team, but the fundamental is that they will have a shared type, so it can, you know, they are at a natural disadvantage, and of course we can research on them and so on as battles get posted and stuff. So honestly, they do very well, considering, like, you know, not just considering, they do well in general anyway, but like on top of everything else, God, they're really good. They're really bloody good, okay? So guys, if you liked this battle, feel free to leave a like. As always, your likes and comments and so on are so appreciated. I really do appreciate them. It helps the channel out so much. Thank you so very much. Leave a comment if you're so inclined. I have changed the layout after getting quite a few comments on that. So yeah, I have changed the layout. Hopefully it's all fine now. Yes, answer security, duh, if you're so inclined, which is gonna be, if you had to live off of one food for the rest of your life, what would it be? Me, personally, I think it would either be pizza, because it's so varied, so you can have all kinds of pizza in there, so you can still kind of get your 5 a day, even though your poos will be absolutely criminal. Or tuna and rice. Now, I fucking love tuna and rice, okay? You get some nice, like, rice, you know, you slap that into a rice cooker, and you, when it's all hot, like, you put some butter in it, and you mix the butter up with the rice, it makes it all like, and then you get like tuna and sunflower oil, and you put that all in there, and you get some Kikkoman soy sauce. Kikkoman soy sauce, no other will do. I've tried that, I'm always shit, keep it away from me. Yeah, so that is beautiful. Honestly, I inhale that stuff, it's so good. It's been a staple since I've, like, been a kid. I used to really love tuna and rice. I still do, but I loved it as a kid. So, guys, yes, on security, duh, if you're so inclined, leave a like and so on and so forth. Check out the Litheo region, please. And yeah, yeah, and subscribe as well if you haven't already. I do have a tendency to ramble at the end of these things, good lord. It's because I speak extremely off the cuff, so it's not like really organised. Whatever, I'm rambling again, blah, blah, blah. Subscribe if you haven't already, because it would be an absolute pleasure to have you on board. As always, your support is so appreciated, and I care for you very deeply. Now, more importantly than likes, commenters, subscribes, and all of that jazz is for you all to take care of yourselves, and I will see you soon, my friends. Bye-bye!